All right, guys. So Will just hit me with this concept. He said that we got some comments on the last video about people saying they've got $100 in an account and how they're trying to flip it. Will, give us your opinion, your honest opinion from being there, having a small account. What's your honest opinion about flipping a $100 account or even trading with a $100 account? What's your thoughts?
I think if you're going for like big gains, if you want quote unquote big gains, you're not going to get it with $100 because $100 is not big as it is, right? So my thing is, like, on the last account flip video, a lot of comments were like, you know, $900 is not a small account. It's more like $100. And I'm like, $100 is even smaller than small in like Forex, right? So I just didn't understand the fascination of flipping a $100 account, because really the only thing you can flip $100 into is a blown account. If you're trading on like S&P or like the indices, if you got $100, you got to trade slow, like we talked about on something such as like USD Swiss. Just slow, no gold, none of that.
It's gonna depend. Yeah, you're right, and it's gonna depend on your broker too, because it's like if you're trading with a $100 account on gold, your account can't even handle the volatility. If you're trading SPX, and granted, man, we got some people trading US 30 on $100. Not looking at Frank. But you already know from experience, like a $100 account, you have to ask yourself, what is reasonable in the realm of possibility? So you have to ask yourself, what is in the realm of possibility with a $100 account? You heard it from Will. If you're going to be trading on these smaller sized accounts, and again, we're not saying that to disrespect anybody or say, you know, you don't have a lot of money in the game, because I know, as we've mentioned in the past, from different parts of the world, different countries, we already talked about this. Will and I were saying that, you know, like your country is going to impact what that money means to you, right? You know, so like if you've got $100 in the US, that's a lot different than if you have $100 in another country. So it is going to depend heavily where you are in the world with that $100. But the big picture idea here is that small accounts, very small accounts, they can't even handle some of the volatility of these markets. Things like gold, things like S&P 500, US 30, GBP, JPY, those higher volatility based markets, right? They can blow accounts really, really fast. So you don't want to be trying to flip accounts with a small account because it's incredibly dangerous. The unfortunate truth about trading that not a lot of people want to hear is that this is a game of money. No! This is a game where it takes money to make money, just like with any other business that you want to start. Trading is like starting your own business, and it requires capital, and that is the key word. You got to have money to make money, even in Forex. Even with the leverage can work for you or against you just as easily. So if you have a lot of leverage and you're trading something like US 30, sure, you can double an account really quickly, but you could also just as easily blow every dollar that you brought to the market very, very quickly with that amount of leverage. All right, now back to Will. Will, trading account size. So now we've talked about how $100, it is potentially reasonable to trade with $100 on things like, you know, dollar Swiss, things like very low volatility based markets. But what would you say if you were to trade something like, for example, S&P 500 or GBP, JPY? These pretty volatile pairs that even on a 0.01 lot size can be pretty, you know, substantial movers. What account size would you say is reasonable to get started with?
I would say at least $1,000 would be like reasonable to get started with. And still, that's like swinging it. Like a lot wouldn't do more than 0.01 lots. Because it just moves so fast, and I would just build that. Honestly, I would just keep building it until it, you know, goes up. But I'm not in a hurry. That's the thing. Like everyone like that may be new to Forex or new to trading, you're such in a hurry to flip your money. What are you in a hurry for?
That's facts right there.
You know, there's no point to be in a hurry to do it, in my opinion. You need to just be more so like worried about like, how can I make more incomes to fund my trading account.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, because it is so important that like you understand the big picture. It's like if you can make money today with your trading skills, you can make money for the rest of your life with your trading skills. So if you focus on the skills first, the money will come. But I guess that's a good follow-up question is, so like let's say you don't have $1,000, because we already know there's people in other parts of the world. There's people in the US who are like 18 years old, they're getting into college or just leaving high school and they don't have that money, what would you say to them? Like I want to hear your opinion from that, I guess that position. Would you put any money in the market? Would you be playing demo? What would you think there?
I would be playing demo just so you can learn like the skill, like you said, because the thing is that a lot of people that don't have like access to money are not making a lot of money. Once you get money, and you're gonna learn this through experience if you don't listen to what I'm saying. Once you get money and you put it into like Forex, and let's say you blow the account, you have to think about how much time is it gonna take you to make that money back.
Yes.
So technically you just lost time, you know?
And that's the word right there.
Yeah.
You lost time. You didn't lose money. You lost time.
You lost time.
Because time is money, right? Because like you guys, you get out there with your $500 that you worked so hard to get, and then you blow it really quick trying to make big money in Forex. And then it's like, oh man, not only did I not make a bunch of money like I'd hoped to, but now I'm setting myself way back. You know, like I'm working all the way just to get back to normal. So it's one of those things, I think, Will's got the right mindset. We've talked about this a lot in the office. We've talked about the fact that, again, so many traders out there, unfortunately, are just trying to make their dreams come true with Forex.
Yeah.
And Forex is, by all means, a great way to make money, but not quickly and not easily, and it's gonna take time, and it's a business just like everything else.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. If you don't have like a large amount of money and you want to trade for like a quote unquote living, I just think you have to just build up your money over time, and then one day you'll be able to do it. One day, like, and you won't have to even like move your account like by a lot, you know? It's very small, but because you have so much money, that small percentage, that 1% to 3% or whatever, it's a lot of money still.
Exactly. That's the big thing. And one telltale sign I will say, so on some of my accounts, I've mentioned in the past that shooting for something like 2 to 5% per month, to me, is actually really, really good. But to other people, a lot of times I'll say that and they'll say like, that's nothing. Because if you got $100 in an account and you make 1 to 2% per month, you're making $1 to $2.
Exactly.
And that's gonna be a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But this is what you're saying, and what I'm saying too is this is a game of capital. It's the game of money.
It is.
Unfortunately, you got to pay to play.
Yeah, and people don't realize when you continuously are trading, the market wants its money back that you profit from. So that's the thing. Even if you profit a lot off 100, see, I'm not saying like you can't profit a lot from 100, because you can, but what about your L's? Because you're going to take L's.
Right.
So what is the L going to look like compared to the W's?
Exactly.
Because it might just scale you right back to where you were.
Right. It doesn't matter if you win for 6 months straight, if you've got no risk management in place and then it goes back to negative. You know, you can lose it all just as quickly. Yeah. Especially some of the way people are trying to quote unquote flip accounts. Right. It can take no time to get you to really flip that account to nothing. So
that's what I'm saying.
Just some down to earth talk from Will. He edits our videos, in case you don't already know. I'm sure plenty of you guys have seen some of his great comments, all in jokes too, because behind the scenes, Will's got his head straight on. He's not crazy like he acts like.
Yeah, no, I'm not as crazy. It's just funny.
It is funny.
To do it.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you back next time. We'll have to get Will back on the camera soon enough.
For sure. All right, y'all. Peace.